I took the night drive because I needed to feel like my life was still moving. That sounds dramatic, but it is the truth. When everything piles up, when my head gets too loud, I do one of two things. I either sit in silence until my thoughts chew through me, or I get in my car and go somewhere that does not require me to talk to anyone. That night I chose the road. It was a Tuesday, late winter. The kind of cold that does not bite you immediately, but waits until you stop moving, then crawls under your skin and stays there. I filled up my tank before leaving town. I remember the smell of gasoline and the sting of wind at the pump. I remember looking at the bright station lights and thinking, I will see these again soon. I was wrong. My destination was nothing special, an old lakeside town about 3 hours away. I had been there once in summer, and in my head it was still warm and easy. A place with quiet docks, a main street with shops that closed early, and a diner that served pancakes the size of steering wheels. I did not even care if the diner was closed. I just wanted to arrive somewhere else, to sleep in a different room, to wake up and not recognize the ceiling. I started on the highway, and for the first hour, everything was normal. The road was empty except for the occasional semi-truck, their taillights glowing red like slow-moving embers. My music was low. My heater was high. My mind, for once, felt like it had room to breathe. Then the GPS spoke. In 2 miles, take exit 14, route alternative. Saves 23 minutes. I glanced at the screen. The route line bent away from the highway, cutting through a darker area where the map showed less detail. The blue line was thinner there, like the app did not fully trust the roads it was drawing. I should have ignored it, but my brain did the thing it always does. It saw a shortcut and it wanted to believe it was a sign. Save 23 minutes, like the universe was offering me a small mercy. I signaled and took exit 14. The ramp curved down into trees so dense they swallowed the highway's distant glow. The air changed too. The heater still pushed warmth, but the cabin suddenly felt colder, like the road itself carried a different temperature. The exit spat me onto a 2-lane road with no lights and no shoulder, a thin strip of asphalt between black walls of forest. The kind of road you forget exists until you are on it. The GPS stayed silent for a while after that. No music, no talking. Just the soft hum of tires and the occasional thump when I hit a seam in the pavement. I drove another 10 minutes before I saw the first sign. Last exit for services, next 47 miles. I blinked at it as my headlights washed over the reflective letters. Last exit for services. I had already taken the exit. I did not like that wording. It felt late, like I had missed something. I checked my fuel gauge. A little over half a tank. Fine. More than fine. Still, something tightened in my chest. I told myself I was being dramatic. I told myself this was just what rural roads looked like. I told myself the map knew what it was doing. Then my phone lost service. The signal bars dropped from 1 to none in a breath. A small gray X appeared where the bars had been. I laughed once. Not because it was funny, because it was easier than sitting with the feeling that came next. The feeling that I was alone in a way I had not expected. The GPS still worked, technically. The route line still glowed. The time estimate still updated. But every time I glanced at the screen, the blue line looked more uncertain, like it was floating. That was when I noticed the mile markers. They were small white posts at the edge of the road. The first one I saw read 18, then 17, then 16, then another 16. Same height, same dirt at the base, same chipped corner. I slowed slightly. 2 16 markers, then 3. I told myself there were intersections nearby. There were not. The road did not change. Just trees. Then the fog rolled in, a low blanket that swallowed my headlights and turned the world into a narrow tunnel of gray. And that was when I saw him, standing on the shoulder, facing the trees. No coat, no light, no movement. I slowed, heart pounding, and rolled past him. He did not turn. I watched the mirror. He did not move. 10 minutes later, I passed him again. Same stance, same place, same man. This time, I did not slow. My hands were tight on the wheel now, my breathing shallow. The radio crackled once, then cut out entirely. The fog thinned as the road dipped and climbed again. Then my headlights caught a sign. Route 14 closed ahead. Detour. Route 14 was the highway I had left. I slowed, confused, but there was no arrow, no explanation, just detour. The asphalt ended abruptly and turned to gravel. The sound under my tires changed, loud and harsh. The trees pressed closer. Then I saw a car ahead, pulled over, hazard lights blinking. Relief washed over me. Someone else. Proof I was not alone. I parked behind it and stepped out. The forest swallowed the sound of my door closing. The car was empty, still warm. Keys in the ignition. Phone on the seat. No damage. No blood. Just abandoned. That is when I heard footsteps behind me. Slow. Careful. Crunching leaves. I turned. It was the roadside man. But now he was facing me. His eyes reflected my headlights like an animal's. He smiled and said my name. I ran. I dove into my car and sped away, tires screaming. As I drove, the mile markers returned. 17, 17, 17. The road twisted tighter, narrower. Then my GPS recalculated. Arrival time, 2 minutes. I stared at the screen. 2 minutes to a town 3 hours away. Then I saw lights, a town, street lights, buildings, a gas station. I drove toward it, shaking. A wooden sign stood at the entrance. Last exit. That was the town's name. Last exit. The place was lit, but empty. No cars, no people. I pulled into the gas station. The pump already showed numbers, like someone had stopped mid-fill. Inside the store was fully stocked, but there was no clerk. On the counter sat a guest book. A sign beside it read, "Sign in for service." I looked at the pages. Every entry told the same story. Took a shortcut. Lost signal. Needed gas. Then I saw a fresh entry. Ryan. 11:58 p.m. I checked my phone. It was 12:18. I turned to leave. Then I saw the mirror. Behind me in the reflection, a man stood in the aisle, facing away. I spun around. Nothing. But in the mirror, he was still there. White shoes glowing. I ran. Outside, shadows moved behind the windows. I drove through town searching for an exit. The GPS told me to turn. The road led to a dirt lot filled with abandoned cars, hazard lights blinking weakly. Then the street lights began to shut off behind me. One by one, the darkness followed. I reached for my phone. The camera opened. On the screen behind me, something sat in the back seat. A pale face, smiling. I dropped the phone and screamed. I found the road back out of town by instinct alone. The private gate, the gravel road. Then I saw the abandoned sedan again. And beside it, the man, facing the trees. Reset. I drove harder, until I found a narrow path branching off the road. I turned into it. The path led to a clearing, a cabin, one light on. A man sat on the porch, facing away, white shoes. I stopped. The cabin light pulsed. He spoke. "You are early. My car died." My phone rang. "Welcome to last exit. For service, please state your name." The cabin door opened. More figures appeared behind him, watching, smiling. I ran, through trees, through thorns, down a trail. Footsteps followed, never rushing, never stopping. Then I burst onto a real road. A real car stopped. A woman leaned out. "There is no town called Last Exit," she said. "People come out here sometimes, saying the same things. We only ever find the mile markers. 17, 17, 17. She drove me away. The forest stayed silent. Days later, my phone received a voicemail. No number, no timestamp. "Welcome to Last Exit. For service, please state your name. I do not take the back roads anymore, because I already know where they lead."